Alright guys, we are back and today we are going to react to his story shorts. And if you don't know who his story is, he's pretty much a story YouTuber guy who has like a billion, like not billion, million subscribers, millions subscribers. And let me pull up a photo of him on the screen right now. Yeah, that's him. But let's react his shorts. Alright guys, we are on his channel and today we are going to react. Oh my goodness, he's actually shorts. Really close to 5 million. If you don't know who everyone subscribed to his 4.99 million subscribers he has. Story YouTuber guy. Who has he has like billion, like I mean videos, billion, million subscribers. Revenge on Chester. And let me pull up a numbers and like some on the screen right now. Games also that's videos. Games but let's react his shorts. Let's go to shorts actually though. And let's react to his videos. Today we are going to react to if you go to his old videos. And if you don't know who his story is, 3.5 million views. Story YouTuber guy. I heard like there was actually billion, like actually more billion, million, 25 million views. Let's go to most subscribers. And let me pull up a video he had. Photo of him was on the screen right now. Yeah, that's him. But let's react his. We're going to react to his new ones first.
My dad walked into my room while I was mid-build in Minecraft and unplugged my computer. He showed me a text from my shop teacher saying I was failing. You can't even pass the one class where you build things with your hands. No more computer until your grade comes up. When my history teacher assigned a project to build a 3D model of a famous landmark, my dad lit up. Good. It's about time you put your hands on something real.
What is this? On the screen right now. He's so rude. Yeah, that's him. Okay.
You better come home with an A. He dropped me off at my partner's house that first night and watched me walk in, carrying a bag of cardboard and glue sticks. His mom met us at the door and said, "Table's cleared off. Get to work." My dad saw us sit down through the window and drove away smiling. We tried. My friend glued his fingers together twice, and our Colosseum looked like a shoebox someone stepped on. His mom went upstairs, and my friend looked at me and said, "Just build it in Minecraft." Within an hour, we had columns, arches, and an arena floor with tiered seating. We threw the cardboard in the trash that night. Every night after that, we went straight to the laptop. My dad would ask how it was going, and I'd tell him we were making real progress. He'd squeeze my shoulder and say, "That's my boy." One night, my friend's mom...
So that actually was rude ones and lot story YouTuber guy. His story has like billion him play, billion, million subscribers. Yeah. Also, I actually know his real name. Let me pull up his real name. His real name is like Ian. Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Came outside and told him, "Your son won't stop until it's perfect. He's been pushing my boy the whole time." She wasn't wrong. She just didn't know what we were building. A few days before the deadline, my dad found the extra supplies he'd bought sitting untouched in my room. He thought I'd forgotten them. He drove to my friend's house and walked in carrying the bag with a smile on his face. We were on the couch with the laptop between us. No cardboard, no glue, no model, just Minecraft. His smile dropped. He looked at the screen, then at the bag in his hands. "I've been telling everyone how hard you've been working." He set the bag down. I don't know why I expected
actually talk more because I'm going to get his story.
Anything different. He didn't talk to me for the rest of the week. When presentation day rolled around, I walked into class with the laptop in my hands. My teacher stood at the front and announced, "All of your parents were invited to
Why does the teacher look like his mom? What the hell?
Watch your presentations." I looked at the back row and saw my dad sitting with his arms crossed. I let out a deep breath. My friend and I walked to the front and I turned the screen around. We built an exact replica.
Oh my goodness. That's actually, I think that's react too long. His story. It's like a Minecraft or Anita building. We don't know who's
Of the Colosseum block by block. Every arch, every column, every seat in the arena. The room went quiet. My teacher looked at the screen for a long time and said, "This is the most creative project I've seen in years." She gave us an A. That night, my dad walked into my room and plugged the computer back in. He stood in the doorway for a second. "I'm sorry I doubted you. That's my boy." My dad walked into...
So that was actually good. Today we are going to react this short is named My Dad's Banned Minecraft. And if you don't know who his story is,
my dad walked... I walked into Grandma's house in a full suit. I walked into Grandma's house...
Million subscribers. And let me pull up a photo of him. on the screen right now.
I
Yeah,
actually
that's
pressed
him.
the home button.
But,
Okay,
let's react
this
his
video is
shorts.
titled, or short is titled, I faked
Alright, guys,
having
we're
a job.
back, and
Time
today
was
we are going to react.
Walked into Grandma's house in a full suit after spending the last 8 hours sitting in a parked car. I kicked off my shoes and she immediately wandered over with a plate of cookies. How's my
guy? The doers are
like
delicious.
like
I really want to keep million subscribers.
hardworking accountant? I'm so proud of my star boy. She pinched my cheek. You know, still crunching those numbers. I lied and took a bite. But I have to go back in an hour to work overtime. I checked my watch because I had a real job interview lined up in an hour. If I got it, I could finally stop pretending. Grandma pulled up a chair and watched me eat while I mentally rehearsed interview answers. I've bragged to the whole bingo club about my grandson, the accountant who
He's technically like lying to his grandma. He has a job, but he will actually have a job if he go to that interline or something.
works for Nike. I smiled and told her fake stories like I had for the last 12 months, but then my watch beeped. Sorry, Grandma, work is calling. But when I looked for my shoes by the door, they were gone. Grandma smiled at me. You've been working too hard lately. I hid your shoes so you'd have no choice but to stay here, eat up, and rest. She gave me a plate of homemade chocolate cake and pressed the fork into my hand. My hands shook as I put
Why does the grandma give him really like unhealthy things, but really delicious? Oh my god.
the plate down, but she was already taking off my suit and putting a hand-knitted sweater over my shoulders. Just spend a few hours with your grandma, please. I looked at my watch. Even if
I guess if he can like skip this one in underline and tell to his boss, I can do this tomorrow or something like that, you know.
I left right now, I'd have to sprint and show up for the interview sweating through my suit. I spotted my shoes behind her and lunged, but she stepped in front of me. What's all the rush? Surely they'd understand if their star employee missed one overtime shift. She held up the chocolate cake again. I looked at her soft, proud face and wanted to cry. The truth would break her heart.
Also, this grandma is actually in like I can't forget it. I don't know.
But when I looked at my watch, I realized I had no choice. I don't work as an accountant, Grandma. She froze as I continued. I lost my job. I've been sitting in a parked car and lying to everyone for a year, but I have an interview right now for a real job. I need to leave right now, please. She went quiet, and I expected her to cry, but she just gave me my suit jacket. I got
Also, you have to tell the truth to the grandma, to grandma, so that they can believe you. Okay.
fired 3 times before I was 40. I know how you feel. She hugged me at the door. Now go get that job. No matter what, you'll always be my star boy. I sprinted out, chewing the bite of chocolate cake I took for good luck. I walked into Grandma's house in a full
Work good. Let's see the comments. Grandma with cookies is a classic. Yeah, definitely. Oh, there's someone like a fan of history. Is the film. If it was my grandma, she would create a whole scene. Oh my god. Okay. His birthday, grandma, Sanyan. Okay. You delete your comment and channel. What? Okay. Okay. Let's to the string.
When I saw my mother with dementia, when I
I forgot my own brother.
saw my mother with dementia had redecorated my childhood room, I knew something was very wrong. I drove up to check on her at her old house, and my room had 2 twin beds in it. I was an only child. She beamed at her work. Do you like it? I put clean sheets on for Danny too. Do you know when he's coming
Danny, bro. What the?
by? My car keys shook in my hand because there has never been anybody in my family named Danny. I had to find out who my mother thought was sleeping in that bed. Mom, I'm an only child. She shook her head as she set the table. Don't start. You know he hates when you do that. She put a 3rd fork down and lined it up square
Please lower down the volume. Okay. Wait. Okay.
with the edge of the mat. Tell your brother to come inside before it gets dark. My mother could not tell me what year it was and had called me by her dead brother's name twice on that phone that morning, but there was nothing foggy about how she said that. When she turned back to the stove to finish dinner, I snuck into the den and pulled her photo albums down off the shelf. There was no second boy in any of the pictures. When I got to my 7th birthday party, I saw 2 paper hats on the table in front of me, but the chair next to me was empty. The hair stood up on my arms, and I flipped back through every album, counting at least 50 photos where I was sitting next to an empty chair. I walked back into the kitchen.
He's like a ghost.
clutching an album. Mom, what happened to him? She stopped with the napkins in her hands and looked up. Nothing happened. You stopped playing with him. Both of my legs went out as it dawned on me. She didn't make him up. I did. He was the brother I wanted, wasn't he? She nodded. You wanted a brother so bad, and I couldn't give you one, so you brought Danny home yourself. I looked behind her and pictured the imaginary brother I made up when I was 4, the one her brain decided was real. Instead of breaking her heart, I told her about the time Danny fell out of the tree in the backyard at my 7th birthday party, and she laughed like she'd seen it herself. When I saw my mother with dementia had redecorated.
Oh my god, that's so sad. Let's see the comments. He has dementia, bro. What? Wait. He? Bro, she's a girl. Why is it saying he? He has dementia, bro. Okay. I thought Danny was gonna have the black hair like Danny Phantom. What was that? Okay. He has dementia, bro, not the mom. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. Not the mom, okay. So that's why he said he. Animation improvement is crazy. I looked at the title and I'm not reading that. His story will go down in a study. It's not your mother, but who has dementia. Okay. This video shows that he has been through everything. Alright. Okay. Let's see another one.
I flew to
I accidentally became a sumo wrestler. What?
Japan for a trivia game show, but when I walked out on stage, there was no podium, just a sumo ring. I pulled up the email and my heart sank because
Do you see that, guys? That's a chubby guy there. Oh
my
my
translation app had gotten one word wrong, and now I was stuck here. I shook my head and yelled, "No way, I'm fighting sumo." Then the host shouted into his mic and my app read it out. Survive 60 seconds against our undefeated champion. Win $10,000. Wait, you said $10,000? I'd spent my last savings on the flight, so I wiped my eyes and let them wrap me into a sumo diaper. The lights dropped and the
Why are they more naked, bro? What the hell? My God.
avalanche walked out. He was
Bro, why is he in his like foot? Yo,
400
I
pounds.
mean, his foot is so long. Oh my God.
Slapping his belly twice and roaring with his eyes squeezed shut while the whole crowd screamed with him. I stood
Like that meme where like, wash my belly like that dog.
there in my crooked diaper and cried even more, thinking I was about to die to a man who closes his eyes to celebrate. The bell rang, and his first charge launched me into the front row. But the clock was still running, so 3 grandmas shoved me back in. So I ran in circles just trying to escape while the crowd howled. But then I noticed something. Every time he closed in to finish me, he stopped and celebrated first. 2 slaps, the roar, eyes squeezed shut. So I stopped running, because for 2 whole seconds, the biggest man in Japan couldn't see me. The clock hit 20 seconds. The crowd started chanting for me, and the avalanche's face went dark red. He backed all the way up, and the host screamed, "Nobody has ever survived the final charge." My heart was slamming, because 1 second early, and he'd open his eyes and flatten me. He slapped his belly twice, roared with his eyes.
Because okay, this is like a bad thing, let me say. But you know, like the Ram from 99 Nights is kind of like that. This chubby guy, his aunt something. He's like he closes his thing and then like Ram charges to him. So and the person who's fighting him, he has the person who's fighting him has to like move right or left to dodge him like
Squeezed
in 99 Nights.
shut and charged. I stepped sideways. 400 pounds of showboat thundered past me and out of the ring. One giant foot
Oh, he won. He's
slamming into the clay. The buzzer sounded. The building went silent, and the host grabbed my arm and screamed, "Ring out!" The avalanche sat there blinking, because the only match he'd ever lost, he lost with his eyes closed. They handed me a giant check, so I typed, "Thank you for having me" on my phone. But what my app said into the mic was, "I'll be back next week." The crowd went insane, and the host booked the rematch before I could type another word. Now I fight sumo wrestlers every
the
rematch
Wait, I want
was, "I'll be back next week." The crowd went insane, and the host booked the rematch before I could
Takamori and Daikas. What the?
type another word. Now I fight sumo wrestlers every Friday night, and I still don't know how to say no in Japanese. I flew to Japan. I walked into class early and saw Elliot at Ms. Worley's desk pouring something clear and sharp smelling into her water. I walked into
Read the title.
the class early.
He put something in her water.
and saw Elliot at Ms. Worley's desk pouring something clear and sharp smelling into her water bottle. When he saw me, he slowly pulled his hoodie open so I could see the weapon on his hip. I sat down and stared at the board while other kids filed in and thought about what he would do if I opened my mouth. Ms. Worley walked in smiling. "Good morning, everyone." She reached for the bottle and my hand shot up. "Can I get a bathroom pass?" She sighed. "We just started. I really can't wait." She waved me out, but the only way to the office was past the window in the classroom door where Elliot would see me, so I went back inside and sat down. I had
Yeah, I would like ask the teacher if I'm like if I was in school. I'm in school, but if I have to like go to washroom, I will ask the teacher, can I go to washroom, and then she will say yes. And when I'm a new student, I will ask the teacher where the bathroom is. So you should really do that.
to warn her from inside the room somehow. Ms. Worley reached for the bottle again, so I knocked my entire binder off my desk. Papers flew everywhere and half the class turned around. She set the bottle down. "Everything okay back there?" I apologized and picked up my papers slowly. When I sat back up, Elliot was staring straight at me. I tore a small piece of paper out of my notebook
I think Ellie is his Toy's enemy, like his arch nemesis.
and wrote with shaking hands, "Do not drink the water." Elliot poured something into it, and he has a weapon. I pressed it into the hand of the girl ahead of me. "Ms. Worley only."
Why is a big, tall, and history boy in school, but a little girl is literally in school? There should be grades, bro.
"Don't make it obvious, please." She looked at my face and saw how scared I was. She waited until Ms. Worley walked past and slipped it to her low. Ms. Worley palmed it without stopping, and when she reached the front of the room, she glanced at it and froze. After a few moments, she picked up her phone. "Sorry, I have to take this call." Her voice was so steady, I almost didn't believe she had read it yet. She walked out, and the second the door shut, I watched Elliot's hand move to his bag. Then the fire alarm screamed, and Ms. Worley's voice came over the intercom. "Everyone out the back right now." We all ran out into the parking lot, and 30 seconds later, Elliot's voice came through the back doors. "Get off me! She deserved it!" The police brought him out in handcuffs and put him in a cop car as everyone watched. I finally took a breath. A detective sat me down on the curb, and after I told him everything I saw and did, he closed his notebook. "You saved her life today." I walked into class early, and
Oh my god.
I was swinging
So I was trapped in a tree. What? Okay.
swinging from a tree branch, enjoying the breeze, when a rock hit my hands and I slipped
Like a little kid.
off. The neighbor's kid, Wharton, was smirking
Wharton, why did you throw a rock at him? But I think is
with a handful of stones. "If you want to climb trees like a monkey, I'll treat you like one." He hurled another rock and hit my jaw before I could react. I screamed,
could have hurt really bad, bro. What the hell? Especially from that far away too. A rock.
"Ow," and instantly stood up, then started climbing the tree to protect myself because Wharton was 3 years older. He yelled, "Come down, monkey," and his rocks kept hitting my legs. But when I reached the top, I was too high for him to hit me. I laughed, seeing every rock fall.
How was his story too high to him? How to whatever his name was, who like was throwing rocks at him at his story? How was him like? How was he like, too tall in the tree to hit him rock with a rock? You can literally aim up and hit him. Like what? Okay.
Fall short, and Wharton's face got redder with each. I walked in. I was swinging from a tree branch.
It just got reset. Oh my goodness. And it's
I was swinging from a
okay. Let's rewind the part.
tree to protect myself because
Wait, what?
climbing the tree to protect myself because Wharton was 3 years older. He yelled, "Come down, monkey," and his rocks kept hitting my legs. But when I reached the top, I was too high for him to hit me.
Wait, rewind. Forward.
I was planning something. Just
Wait, no.
he missed.
He missed.
But then suddenly, he smiled. He dropped the rocks and ran away.
Wait. Bro.
I laughed, seeing every rock fall short, and Wharton's face got redder with each stone he missed. But then suddenly, he smiled. He dropped the rocks and ran away, and my stomach turned because I knew he was planning something. Just as I started climbing down, I saw Wharton come back with a chainsaw. He yanked
That's literally a chainsaw. What? How could like kids have that? Like teenagers have that? What?
the cord, and the blades immediately started spinning. "If you love the tree so much, you can come down with it." He started cutting the trunk before I could react, and I felt the whole tree start shaking under me as the blades whirred. I gripped the branches in fear because this was a 70-foot fall, and I screamed at Wharton to stop. He laughed, "You're about to crash, monkey," and pushed the blades deeper. The trunk cracked and started tilting, while I was still holding onto the top leaves. There were no bushes to fall into, so I knew I was dead. But then I saw a tree, just close enough to
Oh my goodness, that was actually. Oh my god. How was the tree there? How was there a tree next to another tree. I mean, like, he got so lucky without dying. Oh my god! That if he will die if he doesn't hang on the tree.
Leap. So as my tree fell, I jumped. I flew through the air and smacked into the trunk, hugging it with everything I had. I looked down and saw Wharton clenching his jaw, angry I'd survived. But he was so focused on me, he forgot about the falling tree. He looked up and saw the entire thing crash on him with the loudest thud. I looked at his legs sticking out from underneath, his chainsaw still buzzing in the grass, and knew Wharton will never throw a stone at me again, or at anything, to be honest. I was swinging from a tree branch in
Attempted murder, assault with it. Okay, I'm not reading that.
my nephew shoved my daughter to the ground and swung at
That's a very chubby guy. Okay.
the piñata that was set up for her 7th birthday. While she cried her eyes out, he calmly collected all the candy that fell out, ignoring all the adults cursing at him. His brand new white sneakers stepped over the smaller kids for the 4th year in a row, and he smoothed his fresh haircut like a trophy. My daughter pushed herself up off the grass and came to stand behind my leg while looking straight down. My hands were shaking with anger, but I reminded myself, he's just a kid. So I brought out the second piñata, the big gold one I'd built myself, but instead
In my piñata. What?
of candy, it was filled with something else, something that would teach him a lesson. We started singing Happy Birthday again, and my daughter stepped up with the little bat, but
It's the piñata. Oh my god.
he ripped it out of her hands again. Move, you're too small, you'll miss. She turned to me for help, but I nodded
A chubby guy. I think you're too small and fat.
to let him have it, because I knew it was
You have to be strong to eat a piñata.
only a matter of time before he regretted what he did to my daughter. He shoved his sleeves up, planted his feet, and wound up huge while every parent stared at me like I'd lost my mind. One mom leaned in and whispered, "Aren't you going to stop him?" But I knew something she didn't. He swung, clipped the corner, and the gold piñata jerked hard on the rope but held its shape. I breathed a sigh of relief, because my plan was only going to work if he swung again, and now he was finally going to learn his lesson. But suddenly, he tossed the bat in the grass and started to walk off, and my whole plan almost left with him, until one of the little kids giggled, "Ha ha, he couldn't do it!" And he immediately spun back around faster than the speed of sound. He snatched up the bat and snarled, "I could have cracked it already. I was just holding back." He reared back and swung with everything he had, and the bat punched clean through, splitting the whole thing open over his head. But there was never candy in there. I'd packed it with 8 pounds of flour and a bag of pink glitter, and it all came down at once over the fresh haircut, the collar, and those white sneakers he wouldn't stop bragging about. He stood there caked head to toe, spitting flour while every kid screamed laughing at the big cousin, and ran off screaming to his mom, the candy he'd hoarded all afternoon spilling out of his pockets into the flour. My daughter walked over, scooped a handful out of the flour, and held it up over her head like the trophy he thought it was. My nephew shoved my
Okay, that's enough of shorts watching. I will make another video reacting to this guy because this guy literally upload like 10 videos every day. But if you guys enjoyed that video, smash the like button and subscribe. And if we hit like wait, let's see our channel right now. If we hit um 2000 subscribers, I will actually make a Minecraft video. And also, I'll show you this, guys. So, if Phoenix Love is watching my video, he could see himself in my video. So that's pretty cool. Or it's like someone else, or Zubai, or like, yeah, no. But if you guys enjoyed that video, smash the like button and subscribe, and bye.